aspect of this. I mean, the judge essentially was ruling that basically that is something that could be applied here. He agreed with prosecutors that that could be part of the sentencing here because of what Enrique Tarrio and others did on that day, what they were ultimately trying to achieve. Trump has said he would leave open the door to pardoning a lot of the people who were convicted that day. I mean, does the fact that domestic terror is now a part of this change that calculus, you think?
I don't think it's going to stop Trump from saying what he's been saying. He's been fundraising to try to help some of the defendants in January 6th related cases. I don't think that this will have him adjust anything. I'm sure his lawyers would like it if he would adjust some of what he's saying and doing. But I don't think for what he is saying himself, he sees political advantage in continuing to say that he might pardon people. He thinks that it rallies his supporters.
What about the fact that his attorney is blaming Trump? I mean, do you think that could factor into whether or not Trump would ever, I mean, this is all hypothetical, but whether or not he'd pardon him?
I don't think it helps in that specific case, but as you and I know very well, what Donald Trump sees as beneficial to Donald Trump can change moment to moment.
The other thing that we saw happen today was Jack Smith's team has issued this new filing. As Trump's been posting links about the judge in his case in Washington in the same courtroom or same courthouse where Enrique Tarrio was sentenced today, he's calling Jack Smith deranged. He says he has unchecked and insane aggression. And the reason we're highlighting that is because the special counsel today is arguing that those comments, which are happening on a daily basis, multiple times a day, could taint the jury pool. What is your sense of whether or not Trump's attorneys are concerned about testing prosecutors' patience here, about maybe seeing sanctions from the judge for Trump on what he's saying?
Yeah, they're certainly aware that this is a possibility, that there is going to be a request for sanctions and that judges could take action. Now, what they'll argue is that this is infringing on Trump's free speech rights, that he's a political candidate and that he, has to be allowed to say what he wants to say in that context, and also that he's a defendant who's entitled to say things about his case. But to your point, that is a different measure. That is not just saying I'm an innocent person. That is really attacking prosecutors, and as he's attacked other people connected to these cases over and over again. As we've said many times, he will test the limits of what he can get away with up until the point he can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he's attacking the judge repeatedly. I think Jack Smith, that's kind of been a near constant, but the judge who